Hello and welcome. I'm back with the UiPath RPA challenge, and this is my sixth demo video. Uh, I just completed the UiPath challenge in the RPA challenge in the using UiPath. We had did same like RPA challenge using automation anywhere also. So I'll show you what I have done in this code. So first of all, we have the download Excel file. Here is the download Excel file. If you are not downloaded the Excel file, then you have to download it first. Now it's downloaded. I'll just show you by opening my file. Yes, so I wanted to do the operation with only Google Sheet, so I just copy this entire data. I copy this entire data and I just paste it on a Google Sheet. I'll show you. I'll just paste it on a Google Sheet. I'll just open that sheet. Yes, here is my sheet. I'll just copy the entire data from this Excel, Libra Excel, and just copy it and paste it in the Google file, where I can show you how I do this. First of all, I uses the G Suite application scope uh, for the configure of my Google Sheet to the UiPath using service account here. So for this, we already see how to connect the Google Sheet using the service account in UiPath. If you are not seen my that video, so please go forward with that video. Now I'll show you what I did in the next phase. Just I'll connect my Google Sheet using G Suite application scope. Using the service account where I generated the key for the my service account and just pasted here the key, that is a key11.json, and also just provide that key11.json file in the key path of the G Suite application properties here. Okay, so now I'll just use the read range activity which is used for the Google Sheets. So from the read range activity, I just provided the spreadsheet ID. Which kind of ID it is? It is kind of spreadsheet ID where I can be copy from this one to till this fourth. This is my spreadsheet ID and just paste it here in the read range activity. And my sheet name is sheet 1. So I'll just provide that my sheet name into the read range activity as a sheet name. So as of now, I wanted to fetch the all data or entire data from this spreadsheet. So I didn't provide any range here. If you want to access the data, or if you want to read the data from like A1 to suppose C1, so you have to provide the range here like this, A1 to C1. So it's accessing the data, or it's read the data from this A1 to this C1. So John Smith and IT Solutions. So like this it did. So I didn't provide any range for in the read range activity because I wanted to fetch all data from the my spreadsheets. Okay, before starting my loop, I just wanted to be use or open the my RPA challenge website or page, which is this one is. So I wanted to open this page already in my first before my running the bot. So I just use the open browser activity. This open browser activity is in the classic design experience, not is in the modern design experience. So I wanted to go with classic design experience, so I just disabled the modern design experience and I'll use the open browser activity from the classic design experience. So I provide the link for that websites, link for that page of the rpachallenge.com. And after that I just uses the after that whatever I read the data in the read range activity, I stored that data into sorry guys, I stored the data into the read range as a DT table. Now the DT table type of variable, it is a kind of data table activity. So I store the all entire data of my sheet. All entire data of my sheet I store in the variable DT table, which is kind of data table type of variable. So after that, I just open the open browser activity, and opening the browser, and I uses the for each row in data table activity. Why I am this uses? Because whatever I store in the data table variable, it is a data table variable, and it is a DT data table variable. It is a DT table name. So whatever I store in the DT table, it is a kind of data table variable. So I uses the for each row in data table activity to iterate each and every value in the sheet or spreadsheet. Okay. So I provide the in data means the variable which store my data as a DT table, and I provide the current row. So I passes the my DT table to the current row variable for each row in the data table. So I store the current row. I store the DT table into the my current row. Now I wanted to fetch one by one data from this spreadsheet. I wanted to fetch this column: first name, last name, company name, role in company, address, phone number, and the email. Address, phone number, and the email. Okay. So after that, I uses the get row item. I wanted to fetch the each data row by row with the help of column name. So for the first column, it is the first name. I uses the get row item. So whatever stored in the current row data, whatever store the data in the current row variable, I wanted to fetch from that only the first name, all first names of the persons. So it is a two kind of option button where we can use with the help of we can access the name, with the help of we can access the number. If we choose the number, so we have to provide the index number for particular column. So as of now, I uses the name activity to fetch the data of for the first column. I wanted to fetch the all data from the first column. So I uses the name here option, and whatever my column name is first name. I just copied this first name to the here for the first name. If I uses the number, so I need to provide here index number for particular column. So and I store the get row item data into the first name. So I just printed that first name in the message box, whether all my first names of the persons it's come in the message or not, like John, Jenny, Albert, Michael, etc., Lara, and all. So after that, I also do for the next column also. I just uses the same current row variable and fetch the second column, that is the last name. It is a last name. So for the last name, I also did same and store the last name variable here. I just copied the last name column name from here to here. Here, here we have to assure that the column name of my provided here is matching with column name of which present in the spreadsheet. So keep in mind that you have to provide same column names. Just copy and paste the column name here for the accurate data. Okay. Now I uses the last name variable to store the last name of the all person in the spreadsheet. Okay. Same I did for the company name, I did for the role in company, I did for the address, email, and the phone number. I'll show you one by one. So it is for the last name. Same I did for the company name, which is the column name as a company name, which is same in the spreadsheet name. Same I did for the role in company, which store the data into the role in company variable, and just I am just showing that whether my data of the company name is in the came in this variable or not. After that, I uses the same for the address also. I created the address variable and store the all addresses of the person in the address variable. Same I did for the email, and same I did for the phone number by creating or generating email and phone number variables. Now I want it to be whatever my browser is open at a first time before I started the loop. For each row in table, I just opening the my browser, which is the RPA challenge. So my browser is already open now, so I wanted to fetch all data one by one from the browser. Okay, so I uses the attached browser here, which I already open my browser, and I uses the attached browser here. I just uses the attached browser here and fetching the all data or capturing the all data for the first start. We have to click the start button. So I just uses the click activity here, and I just indicate my element. I'll just indicate my element and just uses the this start button and capturing. Okay, after starting my button, I wanted to I wanted to fetch all names, all fields like last name, role in company, email, first name, company name, phone number, and the address. Okay, so I did for the first name. So I'll show you for the first name and the last name. Same we have done for the all other activities also. Okay, so for the first name, if you check here, it is a dynamic page where we can just clicking on start button, my first name box is here. If I clicking on start button, my first name block is here. So according to round, first, second, third, fourth, it will changing the position of each and every label. Okay, it will changing the position of each and every label. So what I did here, uses the dynamic selector. I uses the dynamic selector here. For the first name, I uses the first of all, I just uses the let me refresh my browser for okay. So for the first name, I uses the indicate element first for the first name. I'll just indicating the element for the first name and uses the first name activity here. Block is here. After that, what I did for whatever in the title is the same for the all dynamic changing things. My app name is also same, but uh, in the next changing button, it's changing its position, means it's a dynamic. So to avoid this or to reduce my error, I just uses the open URI explorer. Whatever I use, let me show you how I change this activity outside in the bot. I uses the type into activity, so that you should be clear in the so yes. So I'll just indicate my screen, and I wanted to fetch this first name. Okay, so I click on it. Now we go to the edit selector. So here for the first name, for the first round, the ID is this. So I'll show you for the second round what kind of ID we got. For the second round, this is an second round, and my first name is here. So I'll show you another thing by using second type into activity, and I capturing first name from here. Okay, now the edit, on the edit selector we got the ID like this kind of, and for the second round we got the ID this kind of. Okay, so here what is come in mind, or what is come in our mind, that we have to make a dynamic for these IDs. We have to make a dynamic changes for this ID. So bot cannot be confused at the time of while pasting the data from Google Sheet. So to avoid this, I just uses this open UI Explorer. Just click on it. If you changes this ID from the star or any wild card from the question mark, it is not working. So for that, just go to the open in Explorer, click on it. Now the open in Explorer is open. So here we'll just once again indicate our element. I'll just use the function key and F2 for the pause button. Now I'll just capturing the first name text box here and go back to my UI Explorer. So here we just indicating the element. With this indicating element, we have not assure that what is gonna be to be access this field. So we have this first name tag here. So we have this tag, capturing this tag. With the help of this tag, where it's gone, like now it is in here. If in the second iteration or third iteration, the first name should be in the here, first name should be here. So with the help of this tag, it should be identify here, the board should be identify, hey, we have to paste the data in the first name field here only. So for that we just uses the indicate anchor. Using indicate anchor, we can indicating that where our first name tag is there, we have to paste our data in that text box only. So I'll just indicating my anchor here. Okay, I'll indicating my anchor. Okay, now I got the AA name as a first name label. My tag is label and my anchor name is first name. So here dynamically changes thing is that like ID. So we have to uncheck this ID and just check once whether it is validating or not. So I just click on validate button. Oh, so here you go. Like it is validating. So in the upcoming rounds or iteration, what will be easily identify? See, what will be easily identify that in which position my first name anchor is exist. I have to paste my first name in that position only. So in this case, we don't have any what we said, we don't have any error, or we don't have any confusion, or bot does not have any confusion in this case if the anchor is continue with this text box. So my anchor is continue with this text box. So first of all, my bot search for the this tag first name. Whatever the first name is got in any position, it will directly paste the data here like. Okay, so here I got the title. RPA challenge is my title, which is common for all rounds or iteration, and I got the AA name. Now the AA name should be we have. So with the help of this AA name, what should be pasting the value on the particular field. Okay, so same thing I did for the my all last name, role in company, phone number, company name, address, and the email. Okay, so I'll just delete this activity and I'll show you how the bot should be run. if I not uses the attached browser activity here, then it will showing it is opening new browser one by one. As per the iteration, it's opening new browser one by one. So we have bunch of browser in the main tab section. So for avoid that, we have to uses the I am uses the attached browser activity here to use the existing browser. I'll show you the execution of my bot using run file button. Let's see what we got. It's opening the site. It's accessing all data from the Google Sheet using the read range activity, and it's pasting the data one by one in the each field. Now in the second round, the first name is at the top right corner. So my bot should be expect that yes, the first name should be gone, like last name, like phone number, company name, address, email, and role in company. Okay. I uses the delay activity for the each and every message box. So it's help us to not clicking repeatedly on OK button. It's pasting all data properly from the Google Sheet to the RPA challenge page using different position of the each and every anchor. So what should be, first of all, what should be find out the anchor name, and according to anchor name, it should be paste the data to the anchor text box. So my round 6 is ongoing. For my understanding purpose, I am just uses the message boxes, whether my all data is coming or not from the Google Sheet. You can skip the also, or we can disable these message boxes activity while running the bot. Okay. So now we reach to the round 9 on the RPA challenge page. So it's very smoothly pasting the data from Google Sheet to challenge page. So it's an last row from the Google Sheet. Okay. Now we got this 70 out of 70 fields in these milliseconds. So our success rate is 100%. I hope you are understood what I am trying to say. And if you have any query, any suggestion in the automation anywhere A360 or in the UiPath community edition with the help of any kind of bot problem, you can reach out to me, and we will meet in the next video demo. Till now, thank you so much, and bye bye.